Yo, what's up? It's NLE Choppa. I'm here again. Always, this is home for me. Check me out on the Bootleg podcast. I need everybody to come through. Let's do it.
Bootleg Cab Show, special guest in here, my bro, NLE Choppa.
Always home.
Yes.
It's home right here.
Yeah,
Few
man.
times.
Appreciate you coming through, man.
Always.
Explain the new jewelry here. I haven't seen this necklace yet. This looks very holistic.
This is just simply me meditating in rose gold.
That's you.
Yeah, around a medallion. Yeah. It's one of my favorite pieces.
That shit's fire.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, meditation, man. I mean, you know, I feel like when I first started to record interviews out of here, you came on pretty early. And I feel like that was kind of like one of the first interviews where you like kind of revealed this other side of yourself that you were discovering, like the more spiritual, natural, some of the diet stuff you're doing. Like, are you still like on that path in terms of like taking care of what you're putting in your body? And
Yeah, strongly.
Yeah.
Even more stronger now.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it as much as I feel like because I kind of broke the ground with it already.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm even more stronger. Recently, I just tweeted like that I've been on like a type of fast to where I'm only eating raw vegetables and fruits, and I've been doing that for like 2 months. No sex. A lot of teas, a lot of herbs, a lot of sunlight, meditation, prayer. So it's been even stronger hyphen now because I know more.
Right.
You know.
So 2 months straight, just veggies and fruits.
And no cooked foods, nothing cooked.
No beating, no sex.
No sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that hard?
I'm getting to the point to where my discipline is starting to get extremely sharp. It's kind of like it's a goal I'm working towards. So I feel like when you put intentions over what the fast is for, it kind of helps you stay grounded and not want to get off schedule. Because if you're really trying to work towards something, like if you genuinely want that change, you would be disciplined enough to stay on that course.
How do you feel like? Because a lot of people talk about those raw diets, no cooked food. Does it like? Do you feel the difference?
Man, you feel amazing. Like you feel so close to the inner child, like how you felt before you had responsibilities. You know, if I could be just happy all day and smiling all day, I could be at that point. But I still have to work, so I can't really do it. But I still feel like a child, just a child that's working. You know.
Well, look, to be fair, man, we've seen you kind of grow up in front of our eyes.
For sure did.
Like, I mean, I think we forget how young you are. And I think the first time you and I met you might have been 17, something like that. Yeah. But like when you really first popped and like that, I remember when you made that big deal to like do the United Masters move instead of going major. That was a big deal for the industry because it was kind of like one of the first artists at the time. You probably could have signed anywhere and you decided to stay independent, but you were like 16 at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, it's been dope to watch your growth, man, because most people get lost in the sauce at your age, bro.
I always do.
And they get wrapped up in that negative shit. But you've like grown into like a grown-ass man, bro, in front of our eyes, man.
Appreciate that. I feel like at a point in my career, I was kind of wrapped into it.
For sure.
But
you was on IG Live wilding when you were a kid, bro. I'm like, somebody got to get this guy.
Yeah, I had to take realization of a lot of things to know what God put me in this position for. What was the plan originally before I even blew up. And once I got back to that plan, everything's been beautiful for me now.
What was there a moment in time or some like a specific action that happened that kind of made you realize like you got to kind of change your trajectory as a man?
My thoughts. You know, my thoughts was getting very intrusive on like, oh, I'd be better off if I wasn't here, you know. And once it got to those type of thoughts, I was like, okay, it's something I need to change because I'm not suicidal, but I know like if I'm thinking like that, it can get to that point. So I took heed of it and I said a real strong prayer that night, and nobody can ever tell me prayer doesn't work. And then the next day I found meditation. And then within that, I changed my diet. Then within that, I changed the people I was hanging around. Then within that, I stopped doing drugs. Like it was a lot of things that came after me just pouring love into myself and care.
So what happened was essentially you just kind of had the thought process of like maybe things would be better if I just wasn't here. Not necessarily suicidal, but just the fact that that thought started to creep into your mind.
Yeah, and I just, you know, it was getting to that point. So I knew things had to give. I knew things had to change, and I was willing to do it. I was willing to go to the extra strength to see could I get myself back on course before I even visited something that could have taken myself away, you know.
What drugs were you doing at the time?
Really just weed. I was smoking. It was around the time quarantine was really happening, and I felt I was like in my lows. It was a lot going on.
Smoking a lot of weed.
Smoking too much. I was overly smoking, probably like 2-3 backwood packs a day, 3.5s every wood.
Jesus.
So like, I was
eighth in every wood.
Yeah. So I was over smoking. It was just. And I used to do Percocets and stuff. I feel like that had a effect on me too. But I wasn't on perks like that. As far as when I was smoking a lot, I had kind of toned it down a little bit. But I was just on.
Because you know, first of all, that's dope. That I think it's dope when people share that shit because a lot of people are dealing with. Mm-hmm. I think weed is great. I love weed, but I also think it can be counterintuitive to being, active in your life. It can make you very
relaxed,
lazy, know. So I think it's dope to share that. And then even like the Percocet thing, like, fuck, man. Nowadays, these kids are like,
I feel like I got off of them at the right time.
Yeah, because now it's the fentanyl you got to worry about. You know what I mean?
I feel like I got off them at the right time because, fentanyl just got popular like 3 years ago.
Right.
Like really 2.5 years ago. And that's like around the time I stopped. Like, matter of fact, the day they said Juice WRLD had passed, I had popped my last one, and that was my last one. And ever since then, I never popped one.
Was that like when you saw him pass away, was that a catalyst for you to stop doing them?
It was more so a respect thing, because, the story of how he passed away, he swallowed all them perks, I was looking at it like, that didn't really make sense. But in the same sense, I was like, out of respect of bro, I'm going to still never pop one again, just in case if that was the case. World may never know, but I know that would spark me to stop.
What up, y'all? We got to stop the interview real quick. Tell you about our partners at MyBookie, man. Look, it's so much to gamble on right now. We got World Cup soccer. We got bowl games coming up, NBA basketball. Of course, NFL, man. We're getting into the playoffs in a few weeks. Well, in like 6 weeks or something like that. With that being said, let's win some money, all right? Go to MyBookie right now. Sign up with that promo code BOOTLEG, and they will match your deposit up to $1,000. That's free money to gamble with. That's free money. What are we talking about? MyBookie. Let's talk about the props. You could bet on all kinds of player props. NBA points. Will Giannis win the MVP? You could do futures on the award season for the NBA. So much going on. You could also still bet on the NFL MVP odds as well. There's just so much ways to get money on MyBookie. But what's most important is that they're giving you free money. You sign up at MyBookie right now. You use the promo code BOOTLEG, and they will match your first deposit up to $1,000. That's right. Free money. What are we doing? Head over there, put in some bets, and let's try to win some fucking money together, all right? MyBookie. Use the promo code BOOTLEG. Let's get back to the interview. You guys met, how was he as a guy? I mean,
he was cool.
I had him freestyle on my show once, and I was blown away because he rapped for like 15 minutes straight.
Yo, I feel like that's the story of Juice. Like
this guy's a fucking masterclass rapper.
Crazy.
And like didn't even do that on his albums really, but like he could rap circles around everybody, like off the top of his head.
Man, I remember the first tour I went on, and it was a Juice WRLD tour, Ski Mask, Slump God, and then I was like the opener to a lot of the shows.
Lots of mosh pits on that tour.
A whole lot of them. First time meeting him, the first thing he said to me was like, yo, my favorite gun, a Kel-Tec, what's yours? And I was like, damn, he ain't know what's up or nothing. Like, and after that, I just kind of took a liking to him because I knew he was different. I told him I like Dracos, and then after that, we was just cool. And he rapped for like 30 minutes straight. Like, 30 minutes. I was just mesmerized. I was sitting there, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, he not stopping. Like, it was put on another beat. Like, after he've already been 8 minutes in on one beat, telling them to replay it, keep replaying it over. I was like, yo, that nigga machine. It was
That's
crazy.
A pretty historical tour to be a part of, man.
It was beautiful. A lot of people I met along that tour, I think like Cole Bennett, met a lot of people, set down a great foundation for myself. It was a beautiful tour. It was beautiful. And then it was crazy. When it came for me to have my own tour this year, I had an NLE tour in America, and I sold out like 90% of my dates. Like,
congrats.
It was huge for me because I felt like juice. Like, and then I had people that was coming the tour that was opening up for me, and I was looking at them as like me.
Like, damn, I hope in like 4 years y'all have your own shit going. Like, you know what I mean? That's dope, man.
Then I went to Europe and Canada all in the same year, and I sold out Europe completely.
Wow.
Sold out Canada like 90% of that as well. And it was just beautiful. So I felt like the universe was bringing, you know, great blessings upon me, and like versus where I was when I was 16, just looking at them.
How was Europe? Like, what was the craziest city in Europe you guys went to?
Craziest city, I gotta go with Tel Aviv. Like, they was banging on the Sprinter.
That's in Israel, right?
Yeah. They was banging on the Sprinter when we were leaving. It was just a beautiful experience, like a very beautiful experience to see a lot of my fans. Copenhagen, it was crazy in Copenhagen. Amsterdam, I went to the red light district. I gotta say that every time.
Did you participate?
In the red light district?
Or were you semen retenting at the time?
Nah, I participated in red light district. It was an experience. I had to. First time paying for pussy.
How much was it?
Like $150.
$150, huh?
$150.
Nice.
Bad. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I heard, like, I've never been, and I won't go because I'm married, obviously. But I've heard, like, certain sections of the red light district, like if you like Latin women, there's like a Latin woman section. Mm-hmm. So it's all that people say it is, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It was crazy.
So when you pay the $150, do they give you a condom? Like,
yeah, they give you a condom, and you come in this little room. It kind of smell like sex.
In more than one way, you come in the little room, yeah.
Yeah. Smell like ass, like people been fucking.
Smells like people been in there beating fucking cheeks.
Yeah. But it was an experience, man.
That's like, pretty cheap.
Yeah, it is pretty cheap, right?
I'm surprised you didn't do the twofer.
Man, I wanted the double. It was crazy. I wanted like two of them, but one of them at the top, they was acting real bougie. So I was like, I ain't finna spend my money with you. So I went to her. So,
did they know who you were?
I don't think so.
That's probably good.
Yeah, it was
like,
real.
yo, man, I so much.
They would have charged me way more.
Of course.
You know?
They'd hit you with the rapper tax.
On me.
That's fire.
So,
were you able to like participate? Did you go to like any of the weed cafes and shit over there?
Yeah, I went to them. They had like weed cafes. I think CJ, didn't you go to some? We went to. It was like a coffee weed shop. It was crazy.
I bet you CJ had a good fucking time.
Yeah, he had a great time.
I bet he did.
I ain't even smoke. You know what? I think I did. I hit a blunt with them that day. I think I hit a blunt with them.
Aren't mushrooms over there legal too?
I have no clue. I don't think so. I don't know. It might be.
Amsterdam's a wild place, man. Shout out to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, shout out to it.
I will never experience the red light district, but I'm living vicariously through you, my friend. Yo, you're single now, right?
Single, all the way.
Okay, I remember when you broke up with your girl, you definitely sparked a debate. We talked about it on the radio show. Do you feel like humans in general
are meant to be with people forever? No.
Okay. Elaborate.
I already knew what you was about to say.
Elaborate, because that was, I mean, I kind of appreciated like your transparency in that situation. It didn't get messy. You were just very much like, hey, look, I had a discussion and an agreement with my lady. I love her, obviously, but when that agreement started to get kind of, violated or whatever, like, it's not like you didn't tell her about it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like everybody's here to serve their purpose with whatever that is.
Right.
Life is a journey first and foremost, and along that journey, everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent in life. You know what I'm saying? Not one thing is one of them things that's just gonna last forever.
Right.
Nothing's permanent but death to the physical. But even after the physical death, you're transformed into something else because energy doesn't die.
Right.
So nothing is ever permanent. So I feel like a lot of people just come in my life to serve some type purpose, for me to learn something. And all right, once I learn it, it's ready to go on the next journey. The next step, what's next? I don't ever feel I have somebody in my life that's just always gonna be there, because in the same sense, like it's just over a period of time things turn sour. And things turn sour because it's not meant to be held on to forever. It's okay, we did this. Okay, now I feel like it's time for me to let go and you to grow, and for me to let go and I can grow so I can get what else God has in store for me.
At this time from each other, and now we kind of take what we took from the relationship and move on.
Yeah, move on. Yeah, like that's how it be. And that's a part of detachment. People are missing detachment in everyday life. You got to be able to detach from things, because if you don't, it can hurt you in the long run. You know what I'm saying?
Would you pretty much say that it'd be difficult to envision yourself ever being married?
I don't see myself being married. Not really. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but I don't see myself being married because every married couple I talk to, they're not happy. Like everyone. It depends like how long they've been married, but anybody I've talked to that's like 5 years and over, I ask them about marriage, they're like, yeah, it's cool, but don't do it. Like that's every married couple. So like I've just learned from that experience. I'm like I'm not.
Would you ever pull the Akon and have like the polygamy popping? Little 7 or 8 wives, just
That's what I like to have.
A whole house full of wives.
Yeah, I mean it's a village. It'll help you build what you're trying to accomplish. Like if you have a lot of women that's around to help you build what you're trying to accomplish, you don't have attachment issues. A lot of things go wrong. I got a feeling
you're gonna be like another Nick Cannon in 10 years.
I love kids. I feel like we here to populate though.
Listen, I got a feeling in 10 years, every 3 weeks, we're gonna see NLE Choppa's expecting a new baby, and before we know it, you're gonna have 30 kids.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It'll see. Look,
that's a beautiful thing.
And you're gonna be miserable because you're gonna have to babysit 28 of them. Yo, shout out to
if you have over 10 to 12 kids, you don't have to pay child support. That's a dub.
Really?
Yeah. If you have over 10 to 12 kids, you
don't have to.
In certain cities,
I'm not sure that's true.
For any of them, in certain cities, that's true.
If it's with one girl, maybe.
I think it's different women.
So if you have 10 kids with 10 women, they're 10 women are fucked from getting child support off you.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I might be wrong. But if you look it up, I
wouldn't want to have 10 kids and not be there for them financially.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. You gotta take care of them. But I think that's the thing.
Have you met Nick Cannon?
Yeah, it's my guy. I've been wilding out everything with him.
You guys should have a little like. I feel like you guys are. You know who else? I know. I really would love if one day you and Kevin Gates sat down and did a podcast.
I knew you was gonna say that.
If you and Kevin Gates could just sit down for 3 hours and then we just film the conversation and you guys trade like semen retention fucking tips and shit and like you guys are very fucking spiritually woke on another level.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And he'd be working out and shit now.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good dude. He always check in on me time to time. What's up, little brother? And, keep your foot on that neck. He really admires me. I think he looks at me as if I'm him.
Yo, what up? It's Bootleg Kev. Gotta interrupt the interview. Shout out to our good friends at Blue Chew. It is cuffing season. It's getting cold as a bitch outside right now. And you could definitely use a little extra fellas. All right? Blue Chew will have your dick harder than goddamn trigonometry. All right? So if you're really, really, trying to get your dick game right, trying to make sure your performance is at an all-time high, go to Blue Chew right now, bluechew.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG. They're going to give you a month supply for free. That's right, a whole month for free. BlueChew.com. Use that promo code BOOTLEG. Get your first month for free. My friend Adam Wade could use some Blue Chew, that's for sure. There he is. So this is what it is, man. It's got the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis in a chewable pill form. It gets delivered right to your doorstep in discreet packaging. You don't have to go to the doctor to get Blue Chew. It's all online, all right? And you can get your first month for free. Try it out. And then thank me later. BlueChew.com, promo code BOOTLEG. Plus, they just dropped the new Blue Chew Mint Chewable, which has the same active ingredients as Levitra. And that should have you fucking rocked up and stocked up, bud. All right? So, one more time, BlueChew.com. Use that promo code BOOTLEG. Get your first month for free. Let's get back to the interview. How, because I think about Memphis and I think about, when you, from the time you first came in, obviously there was CMG and Dolph and yourself and Keeglok, but now it's like Memphis is truly at the forefront of hip hop.
It's like a powerhouse.
Everyone's stealing y'all's slang. Everyone's using y'all's producers. It just is what it is. Memphis got the shit sewed up right now. Shout out to Glorilla.
Shout out to him.
Hey, people that aren't from Memphis are even saying Merzik instead of music. But with that being said, there's always been a high level of negativity associated with the scene there. And I feel like, at least with the bigger guys, it feels like it's getting past that. Like, how did you break through, like, not kind of getting wrapped up in a lot of the Memphis politics?
Just being able to want to spark change, lead by example, show something different. I always didn't want to be the norm. I know God created me to blaze a trail of my own or create a lane for other people, to give other people options. So coming up, I knew like I looked up to Gotti, Dolph, because I feel like those were the two biggest out the city growing up.
Of course.
So with that being said, I took heed of stuff they done. Dolph had Paper Route.
Yep.
Gotti had CMG. And I looked at it as if I would never want to sign to these guys, but I would want to create my own empire like how they did it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what I'm in the works of doing. Just giving that other route, that other option to the people from the city. And I feel like I'm doing damn good doing it. You know, I got 4 artists. I got a producer that's crazy, that's getting a lot of blessed placements right now. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful journey, and probably 10 years from now, 5 years from now, maybe even 3, NLE can be one of those big powerhouse labels that's out of Memphis, Tennessee. I see it
happening too, man. How big of a loss just being a kid from Memphis was losing Dolph, man?
Just the simple fact of just a person that led away, you know, a person that sparked inspiration upon me, sparked inspiration upon a lot of people from his hood, his city, and then he touched all the other 50 other states, you know what I'm saying? And plus the global field, you know, of what he did and what he came about with just his label. So it was a loss, and what's crazy, I tell people how intuitive and how like prophetic I be tapped into, man. Like the morning of when he passed, he died before I woke up, so I was still asleep. Shit. But man, I had this dream of dolphins. Yeah. I was in the water with dolphins, and they was just swimming with me. And when I woke up, I was like, "What the fuck was that dream, man?" Right. And like I looked at my phone, and that was the first thing I saw. So it was like that death sparked a wave of energy across the whole world. So you knew how powerful he was and what he built. So I always looked up to it. So.
That's dope, man. I would say the last time you were up here at the show was maybe like a year ago, and I don't think you had really tried shrooms yet. And I gave you some shrooms. You said you've had some pretty serious trips.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the crazier trips you've had on psilocybin so far, man.
So my recent trip, I was just saying not too long ago, was I was literally laying in Miami. I was in Miami, and I was grounded with earth, and I just laid down and took a few shrooms, like a handful of them. And so when I speak on certain out-of-body experiences, you got to speak on it as like a spiritual sense, because it's way beyond the physical. But in a spiritual sense, I was laying down, and it's like the top of my head opened up. So, of course, it didn't open up physically, but it opened up in a spiritual sense. It opened up, and then, like, my hair, in a spiritual sense, it rose up and connected like a dread and formed one dread real strong, right? So I felt my hair was like my antenna that kept me grounded between my body and where I was going in the spiritual realm. So my hair, I felt it. It was like a strong one dread that's just keeping me attached to my body as I went to where I went to. And I know for a fact it was my son that came and took me on that journey, because my son, RIP to him, he got miscarried. His name's Seven. So my son pretty much took me on a journey to a woman's womb. I don't know if it was the womb I was present in or if it was the womb that he was present in before he miscarried. So I was in the womb, and I felt the most unconditional, loving, soothing, and just beautiful type of feeling. It wasn't nothing I saw. It was more so of what I felt. And the feeling was so beautiful. After I got back to consciousness on a 3D level, when I got up, I cried. And it was so beautiful because within that process, I realized how important women are. Within that process, I realized how important a healthy pregnancy is. I realized that God is literally forming you in that stomach and literally pouring every sense of personality, talent, everything into you while you're in that womb. And fourthly, I realized the heaven state that was heaven. I feel like I felt the presence of God, and nothing mattered in that space. Like nothing.
That's
like
right.
If I could stay there forever, I would stay there. It was that beautiful, you know.
Wow. Would you suggest other people trying shrooms? Because I feel like you wouldn't suggest other people doing it?
I wouldn't suggest everyone, because I feel like they'll take too much at one time and just go on a trip. But I do suggest if people want to get into it to start off with a very, very small dose.
Microdose.
Yeah, microdose into it, and then go along that journey. You got to get your feet wet. You
can't just dive all the way in because then you'll freak out.
Yeah, for sure. But I do recommend people to start with meditation first because I started with meditation and then everything started to open up for me. So if you're wanting to take shrooms or psychedelics, whatever, I say start with meditation and being able to get to a certain level of consciousness with just your breath first, and then implement the things that God set for you.
Hey, what up, y'all? We got to stop the interview real quick to tell you about our folks at Hardin, Las Vegas. You see them right there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hardin, man. Shout out to everybody over there. It's the illest dispensary in the world. Number one, they got the craziest selection of weed you'll ever go to. When you're in Las Vegas, there's only one place to go. That's Hardin. You pull up, you say, hey, I heard about this place on the Bootleg podcast, and they're going to get you hooked up with some fucking weed, all right? So go to Hardin, Las Vegas right now. If you're in the city of sin or you're going, make sure you put together a little hour off to the side to make sure you go get your nice fucking Hardin bag full of just a premium weed, all right? And not only that, you got to shoot them a follow, Hardin_Las Vegas. I want to shout them out, though, because Hardin smells the best. The dispensary is just, it's not only the best dispensary in the world, it's the best smelling dispensary in the world. And look, now the Bootleg Head podcast smells like Hardin because I have the Hardin signature scent candle. You could have one too. You could. Go to fucking Hardin, Las Vegas. Just saying. Also, make sure you follow them online, Hardin_Las Vegas. That is important. You have to follow them because there's some bullshit accounts out there. We appreciate Hardin. When you're in Vegas, pull up. Go get you some smoke. Go get you some edibles. Go get you some fucking carts. Whatever it is, they got it, and they got it at the highest quality. It's the only place I'm smoking from. That's Hardin, Las Vegas. Let's get back to the interview. I think people also overthink what meditation is, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think, like, does it have to be in a, like explain kind of like how you meditate on a day-to-day basis?
Meditate. I mean, I can meditate whenever throughout the day. It's just simple. Breathing out through the mouth. And it's just simply focusing on that. Like, just keep focusing on it. And the more you focus on that sense of breathing, the deeper you get and the more in rhythm you get with earth. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can never really get in rhythm because they never took a deep breath. They never really, some people breathe wrong too. Some people breathe in through their mouth and out through their nose.
My French bulldog breathes wrong. He doesn't have a choice though.
So
shout out to Larry.
To be able to just be able to get your breathing right, focus on your breathing, and deep meditations, I do those a lot. Like if I'm about to lay down, and I just lay down and focus on my breathing.
Right.
And people say, I think about this, I think about that. Well, just count how many seconds it took for you to inhale and count how many seconds it took for your exhale. And that'll help you focus on your breathing because your mind is now counting.
Have you done yoga?
Yoga, yeah, I've done yoga.
How was that?
It's beautiful. I don't do it too much, but it's for sure like one of those things that's needed to try.
And my wife does hot yoga, and I always ask her, I'm like, how many people are in the room? She's like 20. I'm like, what if someone farts in that? You know what I mean? Like, I'd just rather do it at the crib alone. You know what I mean? But
that's crazy.
You got this new record with 2 Rare that's going crazy. Mm-hmm. I think this is like one of your biggest records, at least on rhythm radio, that you've had.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Talk about, you've been working, man. So I'm sure you got a lot of shit in the chamber. What are you sitting on, man?
I'm sitting on...
Album on the way?
I'm sitting on the album for sure, top of the year. Probably around February, Cottonwood too. But even after that, I'm sitting on like 7 to 10 more albums.
Jesus.
Without even having to record shit. Like, that's how much music I have and how much I've been sowing. Like, how much I've been working. And now it's time to reap, It's not
Who's on the album besides 2 Rare?
So I'm still getting some features together. But I know for certain we got Rick Ross on there. Friday.
Friday's dope.
Friday is on the album next. See, I got like a lot of albums already lined up.
Yeah, okay.
So for sure, Kevin Gates right now, and I feel like a lot of the features I'm still getting them together. So I can't say it
Gates
yet
and
until
Ross
it's for sure.
Those are dope.
Yeah,
it'll
be hard.
Do you feel like you and Gates are like kindred spirits, kind of?
Me, like we like kind of like we kind of like the same. Like
you're just like a younger like.
I can feel it in a sense. He a little bit more out there with it.
Oh, he's out there. I was going to say, have you gotten to the point of wokeness where you can touch a car battery and start a car?
No, I don't do that.
You saw that story he told? Like,
yeah.
He's like, yo, I pulled over on the side of the road and I just touched this lady's battery and the car started.
But the energy of your hands, the energy of you and your intent for sure can do things like that. So
You think that's possible?
for sure.
Really?
There's people that can move water and move waves without touching it.
Really?
I be controlling air sometimes. Like they've been around me. I've done
Air or hair?
like air, like wind, like outside.
You had that Memphis accent kicked in. So how do you control the air? Explain.
Just simple breathing and just I really don't know.
When you
It's
say
just,
control the air, just like
so I can make it grow to be stronger in the presence that I'm in, like the air can be stronger, or I can make it calm.
really?
Yeah.
So would you say kind of like Storm from the X-Men?
I don't know. I'm
Do you
not
think
hip.
you could make it rain?
'Cause
that would be
I made it
crazy.
rain harder than what it was raining before, which is what I was doing.
Wow. Huh?
So,
Or I mean, yeah. I mean, there's two ways of making it rain. I mean, you did make it rain at the red light district, right?
for sure did. For sure did.
What's the name of the album? You said Cottonwood 2?
Cottonwood too. Yeah.
Wow.
Second go around of it. Matter of fact, the first Cottonwood was around the time you first met us, and it's coming back full circle to me. I feel like on that project I didn't put my best, so this time I want to put the best music I have on there for my current self.
Yeah.
So hey, this time it's gonna be even better.
Do you feel like your fans are also kind of like evolving with you in terms of like, you know, because I think what's dope is like you are one of the few young artists who are like really putting out positive messages to their fans. You know what I'm saying? Are you seeing the fans pick up on some of the shit you're trying to help them with?
The beginning of it, they wasn't really too hipped on it. It was like, what he talking
When
about?
they were calling you NLE Choppa?
Yeah, they was like, what? But, I feel like through the process of that, they started to understand it. They started to realize the message I was providing was like, unlike any other message that was out there. And I guess people started to take heed of it. And I've been changing a lot of lives, like a ton of lives. People hit me every day, whether it's simple depression, anxiety, or even health issues they had. I've helped reverse them. So with just me being vocal or with people just using products I've promoted. So, it's crazy.
Hey, we got to stop the interview to tell you about our family at Odd Socks. That's right, the most comfortable socks in the motherfucking world. Go to oddsocksofficial.com right now. Use that promo code BOOTLEG, and you'll save 20% off. Christmas time is a-coming. And let me tell you something. Their Black Friday sale, if you're watching this before Black Friday, you might be watching it after Black Friday. But if Black Friday hasn't came yet, just like Cyrus hasn't came yet, it's been a while, he's on a drought. Guess what? Oddsocksofficial.com, promo code BOOTLEG, 20% off, plus whatever the fuck else is going on with their Black Friday sale. And let me tell you, they got some new licenses we got to talk about, boys. My particular favorites. One of the greatest shows of all time. They got the Beavis and Buttheads. You know what I mean? And this is really a big deal. The Big Lebowski. That's right, the greatest movie to ever exist. And shout out to all you rappers and people who be pouring your lean into this bullshit. Some Mountain Dew Baja Blast socks. Casino, great fucking movie. You know what I mean? These are pretty fly. Bubblicious. Yeah, that's right. A little Bubblicious. And this is the big one. Big deal here. We got Coca-Cola socks, baby. That's right. Coke's on board. Coke is on board. You know what I mean? We get to put the Coke hat on. Well, this hat doesn't work for me, does it? Doesn't work for me. Anyway, you could get you this hat, though. Hey, Cyrus, take a Coke hat. There you go. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. Use the promo code BOOTLEG right now. Save 20% off. And go purge their website for Black Friday. Get gifts for your family. Your fucking family will love you if you buy them the most comfortable socks in the world. It's that simple. Or you could buy them some fucking bullshit socks. You could go buy them some garbage-ass fucking Ethica or some bullshit-ass fucking Nike socks. Fuck them. Get Odd Socks. Let's get back to the interview. Would you say, for anyone who's watching this, right, who just wants to be healthier, maybe it's the raw fruits and veggies diet, but like, what would you kind of suggest someone's diet be that just kind of wants to lose weight or just get their health together? They've been eating fucking hot Cheetos and ramen noodles and all kinds of bullshit and Jack in the Box.
It's never one thing. It's always, I say, a lifestyle change.
Of
You gotta
course.
change everything. Like,
Because I mean, even the last
everything.
time I saw you, you had like your own special bottled water that was like, there's no, I mean, you had some fucking woke ass water, bro.
Man, you gotta change your whole lifestyle though. That's really the thing. It's never like a herb that can do it. It's never like one meal that can do it. It's a full lifestyle. It comes from dietary, the way that you live on a day-to-day basis. It's all about process of elimination, eliminating the bad and outweighing it with the good and just moving forward with that. It's a lifestyle change.
What is the one terrible food that was very bad for you but you miss?
Anything that's of the Jamaican culture.
So you miss like jerk chicken?
Jerk chicken, curry goat, aki with sawfish. Cause you know my mom and my grandmother, they're Jamaican, so there was a lot of things I missed, but I don't crave it. It's never like I'm gonna go back to it, but cause I can make it in a vegan way.
Walk me through your supplement daily routine. Like when you wake up, what vitamins are you taking? You're doing CMOS every day. Like what are you doing every day, vitamin supplement wise, just to kind of?
So I'm having herbs. I'm waking up. I take like four different bottle capsules.
Okay.
And I take 3 capsules. And I don't take the capsule. I just pour it into powder form and drink it with my water. So it's like 12 capsules I have on a wake up just in my water, which consists of like herbs, black walnut, contribo, sea moss, things of that nature. But it's a lot of herbs. Guaco has a pH of like 12. So a lot of alkaline herbs. And then I go into droppers. Like I have like certain drops, and then I go into herbal teas. And this is all before I probably consume fruit or vegetables. And then I go into my fruits, my vegetables, and then I drink water. It's like very, very like strict and healthy. It's like nothing. It's just in an unhealthy sense.
When are you gonna break the drought?
What drought?
The sex drought.
Oh, I'm like,
I mean, it's a self-imposed drought. Let's be clear. It's self-imposed.
I mean, if it comes to me, if it feels right to do it, and even then, I'm still hold back.
Do you not even watch the prawn? Like, are you like off of the hub as well?
Like I'm off the hub, but
are you not manually stimulating?
If I do it, I hold back. So like, it wouldn't really count because you
give yourself
pleasure, yeah, for sure.
But like not all the way.
Yeah, not all the way.
That's fun.
Not to the point to where I release, because I got to keep that energy loose.
You have a serious level of self-control
for sure
that I commend highly, sir.
You got to, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons why God is gonna make me one of the biggest in the world. Because why would He give it to someone that's not in control of their life?
I'm gonna ask you because I think that there's a difference between believing in God and being quote unquote like religious.
I'm not religious. No way, shape, form.
Right.
No way. I just feel like a lot of things are gangs. I feel like it's just a gang.
No, religion is a man-made gang. It's a great way to control poor people over the history of our planet.
But I don't take away from it because some people find
positivity
into it, or it keeps some people out of the trouble. It's whatever works for you, whatever makes God real or spark God within yourself. That's what it is. Because the honest to God truth is prayer, meditation, and just faith is all you need in life, because God sits right here every day. He's with you every day. He's within you. He gives you free will to be a reflection or another branch of Him. He's like the tree and you're the branch. So that makes you a God as well. As if He's the prime creator, you're also a creator. The same way I can write a piece of paper down and draw a picture of you. I've created something.
Right.
So I'm a creator with all gods, which is not the big G. So.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate your time, bro.
Always,
Cottonwood 2 on the way. Top of the year?
Top of the year, like February.
Let's not have 30 kids.
40. I got you, for sure.
Your mom's going to kill me. Appreciate you, man, always, brother.
No, always a pleasure,
you already
bro.
know, brother. Sure. Yes, sir.